Welcome mates, I am BloodThirstyLord by Lordy, and today we're back once again for another new game, and that is called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, as we discuss our opinions and thoughts on the game, a quick breakdown on the trailer, and also highlight the 4 characters that are available, which will be the 4 classes that you can use in your gameplay when playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So I'm very interested to go through this, but before we do get into the video, make sure to hit that like button to show your support towards the channel, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with us, and also click on that join button too to become a member of the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. The starting scene does highlight Metropolis being under attack or under siege by Brainiac and his ship, so it's kind of interesting to see that dynamic there because they've had shows like this in the past, like Krypton I'm pretty sure, which highlights Brainiac and his attack on Krypton, so yeah, that's kind of cool, and we get to see that same essence be added to this game. And then we have a little bit of a cast member moment, highlighting the cast characters for this game itself, for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because there was many expectations of what it could be, and many options they could have went for the actual Suicide Squad, and we get 4 playable characters how the team event. One of them is going to be Harley Quinn. The second character is Boomerang, an Australian character coming to life in DC, so it's kind of cool to see that and how it comes to be, especially in the gameplay mechanics. We'll talk about that as we go, because that seems kind of cool. Then also Deadshot, which is also part of the first movie for Suicide Squad, so Deadshot, Boomerang, and also Harley Quinn, all part of that first movie. And then we get a new addition being King Shark. I'm very excited to see this. We have seen adaptations of this character for other shows, movies. I'm pretty sure Flash did it recently, or ages ago for King Shark as well, and they had it as a villain for one of the episodes, or a couple of the episodes, so it's kind of interesting to see that. And now we get to actually play this character as a playable character in this game. I am very excited. And during the moments of that introduction of all the characters, they highlight some of the monologue between every character, and it seems pretty good. It seems like they're going to have an interesting dynamic between all the cast members in Suicide Squad, and the only way you can get the Suicide Squad to do something is by threatening the bomb implants they have within them, and that's what happens here, and they go into the action, highlighting some of the gameplay mechanics from a cinematic trailer point of view. So we're going to give our opinions and thoughts about what every character will be able to do in the gameplay when we do actually get to play it. Also, the game has been classified by Rocksteady Studios as a 1 to 4 player co-op game, so expect that to be the experience that you do have with this. You can choose one character to play single player, or join others and have other people on the Suicide Squad play as the other remaining members in the game itself. So there won't be any duplicates, it'll be one of each character, and each character have its own ability, its moveset, and also its weapon kit with a melee weapon majority of the time. So let's start off with Boomerang. Boomerang seems to be a very interesting character. It's more grounded in his kit and playstyle. He does have his Boomerang, which allows him to get some range damage output, and also alongside that, some setup as well. So we get to see 2 setups, the first one being the teleport to his Boomerang. So Captain Boomerang does teleport towards his Boomerang, wherever the location is, and he's able to go into the fight from that point, so it's pretty cool. And then he can also leave a trail of bombs after his location as well, which when he does grab the Boomerang once again, he's able to activate and do some damage behind him. It is really good to see, and there's a combination of him teleporting towards the Boomerang and also doing that at the same time and activating the bombs as well. So it's very cool to see that synergy start off really nice and quickly. Alongside that, he does have dual pistols and a shotgun from close range as well. So he's more close range orientated with some grounded mobility, so he's able to get into the engagements really quickly. He's also got range damage from his Boomerang. Alongside that, it does have a initial damage when he does send it out, and also return damage. So when he comes back and returns, it's doing damage on its way back as well if he hits another enemy or AI unit. So that's very good to see. So he's a mixture of grounded techniques alongside mobility, and also decent damage from close range and a bit of range damage. The next character is Deadshot, and he seems to be a character that contains high mobility movement in the aerial plane through his jetpack. So he has a jetpack in this game, which allows him to move from one point to another. He's able to fly around, do damage from afar, and it's really good. He does have an ability which is like dumping his fuel on his enemies and setting that to a fire or to a flame to do damage with the area effect. So he's able to do that. He's got a bit of fire damage, so there may be elemental damage effects within this game, or just damage numbers from his jetpack as he dumps that fuel. Alongside that, he has a medium/close range weapons, being his dual SMGs or his machine pistols, and also his long distance weapon being his sniper. And you are able to switch between these weapons on the go, and also when you're flying. So if you're flying around and you need to use your sniper for a long distance shot, you can do that, and when you need to use your SMGs or your close range pistols, you can do that as well when it comes to that heat of the battle. And it seems to provide a lot of flexibility within gameplay mechanics, and it doesn't feel like you're restricted in any way when playing Deadshot. But I'm expecting, since the character's like this, that his health pool will be lessened compared to other characters in the game, due to Deadshot not being in a grounded state like the other characters, but being in an aerial movement. So that's something to keep in mind. The next character is King Shark, and King Shark seems to be the tank of all the characters in this game. He's a beefy, tanky character, has big leaps that lead to area effect damage and also crowd control. So we expected him to shockwave characters as he leaps into that actual area with his leaps. So that's cool to see. He does have a hack and slash melee weapons, being his dual blades, and also a large minigun which you can use for close range damage to medium, and also hitting some shots from a range as well, but there'll most likely be like a damage fall off in numbers. So it seems like King Shark has a bit of everything when it comes to his kit. I feel like this is more of a beginner character that you can also master. Many people will gravitate towards him early on in their gameplays in Suicide Squad in a co-op experience, and then maybe play other characters in the future, being more highly skilled cap characters. But every character seems to have like a beginner state, medium state, and also a very mastery state. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you want to be expert with these characters and learn the best of skills with each character, King Shark could be one of them as well. Due to his crowd control and area effect, and is obviously being more tankier, so that means he has more health compared to other characters, that can lead to good engagements overall when using King Shark. And the last character is Harley Quinn, and she has kind of an interesting state. She's able to grapple around for aerial movement, but also engage through aerial attacks, which leads to engagements with her bat as well, which is her hack and slash combos on the ground, and she's able to grab enemies like a grapple character in a fighting game. So it's kind of intriguing to see how this kit's going to work out. She seems to be a mixture of everything, and Harley Quinn is also able to use her SMGs when she's in that grapple state, which is moving from a location to location in aerial aspects. So it's kind of cool to see these mechanics all come together. She seems to be a very hard character in my opinion, something that you have to master with her grappling and how to do damage with that at the same time. It's not as flexible as, say, a character like Deadshot, where he's able just to fly around anywhere and stay afloat and then shoot his enemies. This character, you'll be grappling and moving at the same time and trying to aim at enemies and shoot them down. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see these components all come together for Harley Quinn. So those are the 4 characters of the Suicide Squad for Kill the Justice League game, being Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, King Shark, and Harley Quinn. There could be more in the future since this release date for this game is in 2022, so we could expect other characters in a form of DLC or just added as components towards the game early on, and have the option to switch between 8 playable characters, but only 4 could be picked per match due to the play limit being 4 players per lobby for the co-op experience. And towards the end of the trailer, we get to see Superman come in his fashion and hopefully save someone from a helicopter crash, but it doesn't seem so because he's controlled by Brainiac and lasers the person in his hands and destroys him. And that's the idea of the game, that we're trying to stop the Justice League with the Suicide Squad. That is the last option as they go through an impossible task to destroy the Justice League as they're controlled by Brainiac. So very interesting dynamic between the cast members, the idea of the game, and obviously I like the idea of Brainiac being intertwined into the Arkham universe. I think there is a couple loopholes with that experience of adding that to the universe, but it doesn't matter. We're going to focus on the positives, and I'm very interested to see how the gameplay does come to be, if it's third person, because I feel like it will be, compared to the other games that Rocksteady has made within WB. So I'm very intrigued overall, and I can't wait to see more about this game. But tell me your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to know, and we will be covering more on the channel about this game in the future. As always, mates, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we go through this, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye.